Wake up in the morning, read some news, get out of town. What is it we expected? A brand new 100% reissue of Breakdown? Talk about some news that was unexpected, and I didn't think it was going to happen, and it kind of conflicts with what it said even on the outside of the box. So when we talked about this Transformers Prime 10th Anniversary 2-pack War Breakdown and Jet Vehicon, when you kind of deciphered what was written on the outside of the box, it was like, oh, it says Deluxe Class, and it just said one figure. So you're like, okay, it's just going to be the one figure, it's going to be a Deluxe Class, maybe it's going to be some kind of repaint of previously existing recent toy into Breakdown. But nope, here's the big swerve, and what a swerve it is. So this news comes courtesy of Cybertron Philippines. Once again, a source for previous Transformer news. Tons of stuff has come from them in the past. So it is credible. And it looks like we are getting a 2-pack of a 100% reissued, unchanged Takara Tomy Arms Micron War Breakdown and the Takara Tomy Arms Micron Jet Vehicon, which were both two Transformer Prime toys that never saw release in the American market, and thus have had huge secondary market values throughout the years. War Breakdown specifically sometimes going as high as $120 from its original MSRP of $39.99 after yen exchange. So this is a big deal. This is a big deal, and what's even more interesting is that when you look very carefully at the interior packaging that's being shown here, if you look under it and really use like your eagle eye here, you could even see that not only do you get the two figures, but you get the unassembled on the model sprues like the original Takara Tomy versions. You get their arms microns and their sticker sheets under it. So, War Breakdown, he came with Zamu, which was this little like rhino that transformed into a hammer, kind of similar to his weapon that he had in the show. And the Jet Vehicon had this little iguana Arms Micron transformer named Igu that turned into a gun, which again was similar in shape to how their gun arms were in the show. So nice extra touch there. And it has the sticker sheets too. So they could have just did a straight up reissue of just the two figures and not included the assemblable Arms Microns, but yet here we are. So this is some big news, and it's big news primarily because this is going to have a huge ripple effect on the aftermarket of these two figures from the original Arms Micron. So if you're listening and you're an individual who has these, sell them now if you want to at least get some kind of return on your investment, if you felt that you were kind of waiting for someone to get a good price. Because these two, I'm telling you, when they're going to hit the market, it's going to completely decimate the original value of those original versions. Much like the recent Minicon Unicron, the green one, and how it decimated the value of the Lucky Draw one that I believe was one of 100 or one of 50. So yeah, this is big stuff. Again, these two molds, while they weren't available in the USA as these characters in typical BotCon fashion, we did kind of get these molds, just slightly remolded, as Timeline's Megatron, which I believe was the most wanted set in 2015, I want to say, where they made Megatron out of it for BotCon, and then they did the same thing with the Jet Vehicon. They made the wingspan, like they made the twins, the Decepticon twins, but they did them with the Vehicons, and that was for the 2014 set. It was part of the Pirate Crew, if you remember that. So BotCon used to always try to find a way to take those molds that never found the West Coast release and release them there in some shape or form, just usually not as their original intentions. But this is big stuff. So now, this is a reminder to people now, if you are looking now to complete your Prime collection, now you got to focus on Silas Breakdown, which is the retool of this, because I don't think we're going to get a repaint of that one anytime soon, although I'd love to be wrong. And they also did a repaint of the the War Breakdown straight up as Swerve. I know that sounds crazy too, but a Transformers Prime Swerve character was done with that also. So this is crazy. And again, the more I look at it, because I have the War Breakdown, I don't have the Jet Vehicon, but the more I look at the War Breakdown in mine, I don't see any differences at all. Like, this looks like a straight up 100% reissue. And that the only reason why I'm a little concerned with that is it makes me wonder now what the price is going to be on this 2-pack. Because original Voyager MSRP today, we're talking $29.99 today of our Voyagers that we're used to within the price point of what Hasbro does. And the same thing, the original MSRP on this Arms Micron Deluxe here, assuming it's the same like an actual Deluxe here in America, you're talking $14.99 to $19.99. What are they going to ask for this 2-pack? They're going to probably ask like $60, maybe $70 because of the parts that are used with modern Transformer toys, and the plastic used with modern Transformer toys do not reflect how Transformers were assembled and developed back in 2012 when these two came out. The pre-John Warden era, when plastics and parts and engineering styles changed completely, how we went from, pegs instead of screws and a lot of different ways and pins, just more simplified kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some changes done to these on a lower tier engineering level. It's a lot like how if you pick up the reissue Walmart Hot Rod, Generation 1 Hot Rod, they found a way to retool it that all the places where there was pins for that toy were now peg holes and peg slots and mushroom pegs and stuff like that. They actually retooled that original Generation 1 toy. And that one I know because, me with Hot Rod, I know every little twist and change that happens with that. So they did that just to, even though it was a reissue of a toy, they still modernized some of the engineering to meet the sensibilities of how the budget works today. And I think that there's probably going to be something done here. But at the end of the day, with Transformer fans, unless you're like a crazy hardcore collector of completist and someone like me who just likes every variant and stuff, it's not going to matter. The average everyday Transformer fan and people who love Transformers Prime, they don't care. They just want to get their perfect breakdown into their display. And this is great news. This is absolutely great news. I'm happy for everyone that they're finally going to be able to get a mold that was super difficult. And for someone like me, I'm going to get the other half of that that I never got that was super difficult in the Jet Vehicon. Don't sleep on this, because I get a feeling this is something that when the pre-orders go up, it's going to be crazy stupid. And then when the dust is settled and there's going to be, sold out, no more pre-orders, this is going to be a figure that's going to hold its value for a very long time. I know it 100%, because the fact that it's going to be a 2-pack and it's going to be 2 unreleased molds, it's just going to hold a value so much more than even of the individual releases all those years ago from Japan. Yeah, the Japan's going to have the nicer box and everything, but you get everything in this one too. You get everything 100% what the original Japanese had, short of what I said, maybe an engineering change here or there to modernize the budget. But this is great. This is super stuff. I'm very excited for it. Even in the financial world, this is good because it offsets an extremely expensive toy and now makes it cheaper and affordable and accessible for everyone. This is super. This is just great to see, and I'm happy for a lot of Breakdown fans that I know. Especially, there's a few Transformer Prime and Transformer Prime Breakdown and Transformer Prime Knockout fans that I know in the fandom that never got this figure, and they're obsessed with those characters, and now they'll get an opportunity to get that. So it's great for them. It's great for everybody. Let me know what you think about this. Are you hyped? I know I am. This is super.